Hey guys, Jonah here, back with the final review, should I say, from the Love Your Palm box, when did it come? It must have come at the end of December, and that was a busy time. I was doing all sorts of craziness. But here we are, mid-February, and yeah, another box is on its way, so I thought I'd better get this one out, knock one out, as they say, before that one comes. And this is a weird one. This is the Handlebar Bar, or Handlebar. I don't know if you can read that, in Manchester. And this article is basically about this guy who set up a bar for students in Manchester, which they've been doing since when I was a student back in the 90s. Manchester was always a really good place to go. Kind of fell by the wayside, and other places like Leeds and stuff took over. But Manchester is still pretty good. It is a good place to go out drinking, especially if you like craft beer and that kind of stuff. The Handlebar, though, it sounds a bit gay to me. It sounds like a gay bar. Don't know. I've never been there, but it sounds very gay. Anyway, there it is. We have 7 brothers. If you've been in the UK, you know these guys. They're in the shops and the supermarkets. For some reason, we're not focusing on there, bad boy. There we go. Handlebar Stout at 4.5% ABV. Again, not too strong. And that is a handlebar of a bike, not like a handlebar tash, like Hulk Hogan, or a rusty trombone, or a dirty Sanchez, all of that kind of stuff. I wouldn't look those up on the internet unless you're alone, dear viewer. And then enjoy. Handlebar Stout. If every pint poured, there's a story, starts at our brewery and finds its way to your favourite bar. This stout is a perfect balance of rich malt, smooth flavours, and enjoying good company. Just like brothers and seven brothers, yeah, 7 brothers and Handlebar, perfect partnership. Blah blah blah. Yeah, boring. They sound. Oh, I don't know if this is just me or if it works for you, but anytime you read anything about a brewery, the spin on it is almost like political kind of rhetoric. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I hate it. Just make good beers. If you make crap beers and then make up some stories, it doesn't make the beers good, if you know what I mean. I'm not saying this beer is, but just God, please stop paying these just people who don't actually drink beer loads of money to come up with nonsense. It's not good. Anyway, there we go. It is very pink and kind of weird, like modern art kind of thing. But pink, to me, pink always has a connotation of gay. Maybe that's just me. It's my subconscious, maybe. The hops in here are first gold, but it's not about hops because it's a stout. What have we got in there? We got caramel, we got oats, we got barley, we've got crystal, and we've got extra pale malt. So we got a bit of oats in there. We haven't got any wheat. A 4. What did I say? 4.5. 4.5. It's not going to be very strong. But then the one I had yesterday, my God, that was like 3% or something. Just nuts. Maybe they put some nuts. Oh, lucky I didn't open that fully. That was very pressurized. But what I'm trying to do now, dear viewer, is not put my dark beers in the fridge unless they are taught as a banjo string or catgut. You know what I mean? Really, really taut. In which case it would explode. This one had a bit of give on the can. You know what I mean? You squeeze your can and you know it's not going to explode. But this one was reasonably lively. Let's see what we get in the glass. I'm not going to go mega exciting on the pour, but you can see we have definitely got quite a good amount of head, which I like with a stout. Over a finger's head once again, lovely tan head, some huge bubbles in there. Obviously that means carbon. There was talk about the beer yesterday being some sort of nitro beer, but I don't think it was, because they had some quite large bubbles, which indicates to me carbon dioxide. You know how we roll. Handlebar Stout at 4.5. Is it just me, or are some of my thumbnails getting very similar? I always get worried that people look at my thumbnails and go, "Oh, that's just that ugly cunt's face again," and don't bother watching the video. But dear viewer, you're here, you're watching this, so I really thank you. Please consider subscribing. You'll never miss out on one of my videos. I try and upload every day. Doesn't always work, and sometimes I go away. Like last week, I was on holiday for a week. That might be why I got behind on my reviews a little bit too. But I did get some lovely, lovely Belgian beers. Look at that. That's proper, man. Not quite black. There's a tiny red tinge. You can always look at the bottom of the glass. That's the way I do it, and see. Because it gets narrower, you can see through a little bit more. Anyway, let's get to the drinking. Okay, what a difference a day makes. That little bit of extra percentage, not even 1% extra on the ABV, has given more rich, dark flavors, getting some real oaty, sort of dark, roasted stuff, leather. Yeah, all the really nice roasted things going on. Maybe a touch of coffee, maybe a little bit of treacle there. I'm not getting so much sweetness on the nose, so hopefully this is a drier stout, even though the one yesterday was dry just because it was so watery. It was just like drinking black water. Let's see what we get from this one. Cheers and beers to you, dear viewer. Oh, oh, yeah, drier to start with on the mouth, but then it hits you. There's probably more hops in this one, because it hits you and washes your palate clean by a hop bitterness. I'm not talking about a malt astringency. There is a difference. This has definitely got, although you can't taste the hops per se. I think it's first first gold. Um, oh, it's nice. It's not a well. It's weird. Yesterday was a bit more creamy on the mouthfeel, even though it was really watery. This kind of has slightly less mouthfeel, but it tastes like it's got more oomph. And maybe that's because of the slightly more alcohol. I mean, 4.5% is not a strong beer at all. Um, as I said yesterday, Guinness these days is at 4.1. It won't be long before it goes down. I mean, it's crazy. Obviously, Guinness themselves do the original in bottles. I don't think I've seen original on tap or cask. I'd really like to try that actually. Obviously, Guinness Nitro on draft. You can get anywhere. They have their own setup. Really, you can basically pay Guinness and they'll set up your pump system, so it's run totally independently from everything else, just so you get a fantastic pint of Guinness. Obviously, you have to have special taps with sparklers and all sorts of weird stuff. But a good pint of Guinness, even a bad pint of Guinness, isn't that bad. Um, I've had Guinness in nightclubs that are like 35 degrees, and it's come through still nice and cold. Boom, Guinness. But if you have a nice Guinness in an Irish pub, wow, just my God, ridiculously good. Um, Yeah, so the mouthfeel on this is a little bit more watery, but the actual overall experience, I would say, is slightly better than the one yesterday. And I put that down to the little bit of extra alcohol in there. Um, Flavor wise, we're getting roast, we're getting a touch of coffee, not obscene coffee like an espresso. We're getting a nice mellow coffee. Um, Interestingly, and I found this lately through going on holiday and having coffees. And I don't drink coffee when I'm at home, but when I'm out, I'll have coffee, and generally I'll have espresso coffee. Um, and having a different water profile, like in Chichester, which is where I was, right on the south, to where I am on the east coast, and it's very kind of hard water. My God, the coffee tasted totally different. It was a lot more fruity and stuff like that. It was a lot more oomph. And perhaps this is what we're getting from here. Are we getting the Salford water? Because I think Seven Brothers is in Salford as opposed to full on Manchester proper. Yeah, there we go. Salford, Manchester, M50. So the M50, the higher the number essentially you are, the further away you are from the centre of Manchester. So M1, like the motorway, will be bang on the centre of Manchester. I mean, there is a little bit of leeway there, but M50 is a bit further out. Put it that way. It's not in the centre of Manchester. Salford, it's its own place essentially. It's been gobbled up by the conurbation that is Manchester, and it's gobbled up some other towns as well. You could say within the Manchester sphere of influence. Yeah, it gobbles up all the other towns. What am I talking about? Right, let's go drinking some more. I've got to be reasonably quick today. I know I've gone over the 10 minutes. He says quick, it's like 12 and a half minutes. But I am actually going out to do a camera event, a local camera event at a place called the Mechanical Elephant. It's the Weatherspoons in Margate. Yep, where all the modern rockers used to go and kick the shit out of each other. But these days, it's quite a good place for craft beer. Um, Obviously, the Weatherspoons, you've got cask and you've got some craft. You've got cans and stuff. But the Mechanical Elephant is probably, at the moment at least, the best pub on the island of Thanatos, which is where I live. Let's dive in for some more, and you guys can get on your way. Yeah, like a nice mellow coffee. Well, should I say like a filter coffee as opposed to an espresso coffee? That's what we're getting. We're getting the French style coffee here, not the Italian style coffee. Um, Bit of grittiness, bit of fruitiness there. Um, I'm liking that. I think that's okay. I still prefer stouts that are a bit more hearty, talking about 6 or 7% stouts. And then we descend into the ludicrousness of imperial stouts. And I've had a fair few of those bad boys as well. That's been Seven Brothers, the Handlebar Stout, in collaboration with the Handlebar Club or Bar. No, the Handle Bar in Manchester, and it's just student-tastic, basically. But if you're from Manchester or around there, why not leave a comment down below? What do you think about the hand? Oh, pardon me, bit of a repeater there. There we go. What do you think about the handlebar? And that's over in Manchester. Guys, this has been Uncle Jonah, drinking beer for your entertainment, nothing more, and waxing lyrical about all sorts of nonsense. If you want to subscribe, that'll be fantastic. Give me a thumbs up if you're still here for this video. And if you're not, thank you for staying for so long. And I'll be back with another beer review coming up real soon.